know?
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Uh-oh. Hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Blame Your Brother, episode 132. Back once again, ready to do this thing, rock and roll the podcast. We are Blame Your Brother. We stream this show tonight. It's on Wednesday. Most time it's on Thursday, but just watch us on social media. Come hang out with us as we stream the show live on blameyourbrother.tv. Do it on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope. We're getting all the bases covered, so come hang out with us as we do that. And we are Blame Your Brother. I'm one third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, Fix It Felix, Glenn Jackson, Nick Nickham, the spiritual midget, voice of the people, Mr. 40%. And I'm joined by this guy who sits to the left of me, the Alex Jones of the left. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? I am the 13%er, the original Uncle Rico, and of course, the one and only LeBron safety pin.
That's right. And then we're joined by this guy that sits to the right of me. It is John.
John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. I got it, big guy, Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman. They do have a madman. Okay, he's a madman.
There we go. That's us three. David, Lee, John, Blame Your Brother. And we're going to be talking about topics of the week. We'll talk about our life, all kinds of fun things. We got some voicemails to play this week. We got things to discuss. So we're going to get this show going. And we start off every week the same way. We offer a chance for us to make apologies, retractions, omissions, whatever we need to do from last week's episode. If we said something that was off base, here's our chance to apologize. Lee, I'm going to let you start. What do you need to apologize for, sir?
I have to apologize for making it 131 episodes or 130 episodes without messing up on the outro.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, you guys baited me, and I ended up saying, "Don't tell yourself when you can ...
Mm-hmm.
That was a major faux pas, so I apologize.
All right.
I have official apology prepared, but I don't know what happened to it. I must have misplaced it.
Okay.
Are you apologizing for not having a proper apology?
Yes, I apologize
That's
for not having a proper apology.
It's a new one. All right, that's it. John, anything you need to apologize for?
No, I can't think of anything.
I will say the transgender talk brought out the opinions left and right for sure. So I enjoy that, though. I enjoy when we talk about a topic and then people jump in and it's different from what we said or it's a different perspective on it. And it was... So a lot of that happened on Facebook and Twitter this week. So if we ever talk about anything and you want to engage with us, please, we'll actually, my biggest pet peeve right now is I listen to a couple podcasts and they have social media accounts set up, but they don't interact with the people when they like chat with them or engage with them. And I don't understand it.
Listen, if that's your biggest pet peeve, you're doing pretty good.
I mean, it's one of my pet peeves.
I cannot believe you would sit here and go, man, you know what's rubbing me raw is the lack of engagement from other podcasts.
It's a free service that can help your show grow an audience. It can help you keep people in, and it's just a ghost town.
It's literally the most privileged thing I think I've ever heard in my life. Just FYI.
I'm just saying, lately I've been listening to these podcasts. I've been getting a little bit bitter at some of them because
we can tell.
Some of them seem to have a little bit more success, and the quality of the audio is trash. The content's not that great, but they walk around acting like they're the greatest podcast that ever walked the face of the earth. It's just, I talked about this a few weeks ago, but you got to consciously just say, I'm not going to be bitter about this anymore. Everyone enjoy being in their yard, but when you strive to be great every week, I'm not saying we're great every week without a shadow of a doubt, but I said strive to be
Maybe
great.
We could stray for like 1 week a year.
1 week out of the year. But strive to be great and deliver good content. It just, little things bug me, Anyway, whatever. So no apologies.
But also like engaging on social media is not, you make it like it's just free. It's definitely not free.
Well, it doesn't cost anything.
It takes hard work,
yes.
sweat, tears, blood.
It does.
How many times have you just said, I'm giving up on social media? I'm not doing it anymore.
Right.
It's driven me to my limit. So, perhaps those people reached that limit within day one.
They might.
And they walked away.
Well.
So how can you be bitter about that, though?
I don't know.
So
we
weird.
we got in the chat, new person. There's a Mucho Moss, saying, I know of podcasts are that way. So there are many. I'm not talking, yeah, Mark Maron doesn't respond to your tweets. I understand Mark Maron's not going to sit there. I mean, he's responded to me before several times. But
dropping names.
But, yeah, like I'm famous. Woo, Mark Maron responded to a couple of my tweets. I'm talking indie podcast of our nature, of our you know. I mean, but we do. But you know what? We do get voicemails from celebrities, so we must be doing something correct.
Well, let me just say,
I'm just saying.
I think it is odd.
Yeah.
I think it is odd that when you have fans reach out to you, and like, let's say that you're not like, obviously, if you're uber successful, you're Mark Maron level. There's too many to answer.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you're at a level where like someone is legitimately interested in what you're doing as a passion, and you just blow that off, that's insanity. But we would be insane if we didn't play the voicemails that we got.
Look, all I know is when we talk about topics, we never hold back. Okay, we talked about Donald Trump. We talked about Kim Jong-un. All I know is I checked the voicemail a couple of days ago. This is the voicemail I got, and we're just going to play it. I mean, Liam Neeson called it. Liam Neeson, you'll see. Liam Neeson called in a few weeks ago.
You never knew who's listening.
Here you go. I'm just going to play it. Here we go.
President Trump, you walk out. You walk out like a punk. That's where you go. You weak. You suck.
You want to hear that one more time? Here we go. Here we go.
President Trump, you walk out. You walk out like a punk.
President Trump, you walk out. You walk out like a punk.
That's where you go. You weak.
You weak.
You suck.
You suck. There we go.
That was a voicemail that someone sent us.
Yes, that's Kim Jong-un.
So why did Kim Jong-un call us as...
I think he thinks we have contact with Mr. Trump. Because he's in North Korea. The internet's blocking it from getting it to the White House. So what we need to do now...
It's kind of like that movie Buried with Ryan Reynolds.
There you go.
There's an American outlet. They think they know everybody.
That's exactly. They think we know Trump, and maybe we do.
Maybe we need to get Dennis Rodman on the show. Maybe I think that is.
Maybe he'll call in. Maybe he'll call in. Okay. Well, I was listening to another podcast, and apparently this is one of the more popular podcasts out there. It's called Pardon My Take, and I mean, maybe they listen to this program. I don't know. I'm just gonna play it, and we're just gonna see what happens.
John Tortorella.
Of course, okay.
Yep. Torts.
Noted asshole.
He said they should just play 3-on-3 until someone dies.
That is a very John Tortorella quote.
There you go, John.
They definitely have listened to this show. That's their view of me.
So, like, is that like a podcaster thing? Like, you get 3 podcasters versus 3 podcasters, and the first one to stop podcasting loses or dies?
Yeah, because they're a podcast with 3 people on it. And so I think John must have inferred. I don't know. Maybe you made a suggestion, or I don't know.
I said, we should go 3-on-3 with them because there's 3 of us, 3 of them.
There you go. So let's play it again.
They're
Let's
like,
hear.
how do we know we're going to win? Do we go to a certain point? And I said, until we die.
Okay, and the guy even struggles with your name at the beginning, so we know it's legit.
John Tortorella.
Of course.
They're not that smart.
Noted asshole.
Noted asshole. Noted asshole. I like that. That's a good name for you.
Not the first time I've been called it.
All right. Well, there we go.
Not it, but whatever.
Then we did get an email back when we had Mary Mays on. She was asked about Severe WX Twitter account on Twitter. It's an account that details the weather in the Nashville area. And we asked at the time, people in the chat were asking, does she have a problem with them, or?
Well, it's just kind of like a thing on Twitter because a lot of people use it as a primary means of receiving severe weather alerts, but a lot of people complain that they're not actually meteorologists, so it's almost like you should use a better source to be more safe and secure. But
so we found out. So the guy wrote us that founded it. He said the founder is a lawyer by day, and then he gave us a link to a short story. So he was a lawyer that started this account just to keep people aware of the weather, and then 2 of his buddies help him run it. So if that offends meteorologists,
well, I think
get a life.
Know. I mean, people are going to be offended by anything in this day and age, right? So, like, of course, you could create a Twitter account that like did the Care Bear countdown, like these are my favorite Care Bears, and someone out there would be offended by that, right? So, does it really surprise you that someone would be upset about a severe weather tweet?
That's all the internet is these days, unfortunately. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for listening. He obviously listened, and we appreciate that. Like I said, you can always go on the website, blameyourbrother.net, and leave us emails. There's an email box on there, so no excuse. And even leave voicemails. Apparently that's what Kim Jong-un did there. Kim Jong-un. All right, so we're going to go to stories. Oh, well, anything happened this week for you, Lee?
I feel like there's something I did want to talk about, and I've been in IKEA furniture hell. Have you ever put together IKEA furniture?
Knockoff versions, but
okay. So, but like, what if you had like 15 pieces of IKEA furniture that you had to put together?
Take it in the dumpster. That's what you do.
Just go ahead and
just toss it in the dump.
Well, that's where I am. You know, like I set my
soaking gasoline. Insert match.
Yes.
So my wife was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy some IKEA furniture." I'm
Where?
like, in Memphis.
Okay.
And I was like, "Okay, that's cool. They're gonna make a girls' weekend out of it. Whatever." So I was like, "Well, what are you gonna buy?"
Did you go with her?
No. I did not, John. That's not how that works.
Roasted.
You need to work on that one. So, you know, she's like detailing what she's going to get. I'm like, okay. And it comes up and it's a pretty good sum. But then she gets back and it's a different sum. Have you ever had that happen?
In a store before?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Who hasn't?
Okay. That's not annoying to you?
Well, of course it is. Yeah. I mean,
what's the strategy to stop this? Do I get like a Visa gift card with a certain amount?
I mean, have you contacted them?
No. You don't understand the situation here. I'm not saying IKEA charged us more than we should have been. I'm saying my wife spent more money than she. I was like going through the box, like the boxes come as a delivery.
Hold up. Were you going through your woman's papers?
I might have been.
Were you going through papers, son?
Papers, man.
I was shuffling through some papers. I feel like it's my right as a husband to be able to
stay
access
out of
those
her papers, man.
But I like start looking at the boxes and there's like a hidden headboard. There's like, you know, a bookcase in there. There's some table runners.
Did you need all these things or
did you? I mean, is that
a
rhetorical question?
I mean, no.
Does a person need anything from Ikea?
Well, no,
IKEA.
Not really. I would say not. So she overspent.
Yes.
This is what women do. And I know that's a key to misogyny alert, but I mean, facts are facts. And we're not going to lay out.
So you've never overspent before?
I've never overspent. Generally not.
Generally not.
I would not come home overspending. I don't want to deal with that headache. You know, like, oh, be a man. I just don't want to deal with the noise, you know? So I don't know. I don't ask my wife, like, if she goes out, I'm not like, yo, we'll only spend $200. I mean, I'm just like, go out and you know how much money we got and what we can spend.
That's not. I just want to bring.
I'm not monitoring my wife's spending habits, John. That's what I'm saying to Lee right now. I'm not checking the papers when they come in. I need to see your receipts. I need to see vouchers. I need to see what your carpe diem was per day. You need to give me everything.
Carpe diem.
It's like,
what did you seize today?
Oh, no, I totally said that wrong. Whatever I was trying to say.
I like it though. I like it.
What am I trying to say there?
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
What am I trying to say?
Per diem.
Per diem. Carpe diem. Per diem.
What's your carpe per diem?
Anyways, I don't know what your wife's per diem is per day or her carpe diem is. Anyway,
that's not really what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And my wife just texted me.
It says
really. So
question mark.
But really, there's a meme on the internet that IKEA furniture is like hard to put together, right?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
To me, IKEA furniture is like the easiest stuff to put together in the world. The instructions are very clear.
Yeah.
They provide all the tools, everything you need, a little instruction booklet. They walk you through step by step. It's engineered to fit together. Who are these people struggling with IKEA furniture?
I think people just don't like to put things together. They want it brought to them already assembled. All that stuff is not hard. It's just a pain in the ass a lot of the time.
But what furniture do you not have to put together?
Couches.
I mean,
I just gave. Oh, you want more? I mean, a lot of tables already come together.
Most coffee tables are put together.
Coffee tables, TV,
bed frames.
Yeah.
A lot of times are.
I just feel like all the furniture I've bought comes in a box and you put it together. And IKEA has definitely been the easiest.
Well, that's your life. I mean,
anyway,
that's what you're living.
I just feel like when people complain about putting together IKEA furniture, I just question their intelligence. Is that bad of me?
No, that's what you do constantly, and you act like you don't. That's the problem with you. Is that you act like you're some man of the people, but you're
today's episode of Lee's Problems. That's probably what we'll call it.
I mean, but really, you're an elitist. You're an elitist that acts like he's a man of the people, which is terrible. That's the worst thing to be, almost.
I mean, I would love to deny these charges, but I'm not sure that I can.
I mean, you insult other states. You insult entire groups of people.
But only the people.
Then you turn around and you insult the workers at the airport. You insult the fast food workers. You insult everybody in Florida. You insult everybody in Colorado.
Don't forget my wife.
You insult everybody in New Jersey. You're insulting like every. Like if we bring up a state, you have something negative to say about it. Just embrace this country we live in, this flyover nation This is why Trump got elected, because of people like
me.
you, you know. And but you love the
sad.
man. You said you'd wear a deplorable hat before the show started. John, I mean, is that factual?
He did say that.
Okay,
How could you even attempt to tell that lie? Like, everything you just said is invalidated.
Strike
due to
me,
your lie.
strike me dead if you didn't say you'd wear the deplorable hat.
Okay, you gave me a decision.
Okay, well, there you go. You could have said none of the
You
above.
said, do you want to wear a MAGA hat or a deplorable hat? I did say neither.
John,
you said,
do you
no,
want-
you have to wear one. You said ninjas are dropping down from the ceiling or throwing shurikens at
Ninjas
your
were not
neck.
mentioned tonight.
Ninjas
And I'm
were
like,
not
okay,
mentioned.
like if I had to wear one, I'm not wearing the MAGA hat.
You're a
Okay?
deplorable. It's fine if you are. There's no big deal with it.
All right.
All right, so IKEA furniture.
That's my take.
John, anything going on with you this week?
Well, today, for a lot of people know out there, it's Ash Wednesday. It's the first day of Lent.
Okay.
And I usually give up something. This year, I figured I was going to do things this year.
Okay.
And so every day, my goal is to drink 100 ounces of water.
Okay. How much?
For the
I mean,
entire
so typical water I'm holding right here is 16 ounces. So about 7 or 8 of them, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not very good at the math. If it's 20 ounces, it'd be 5 of them. So,
Yeah.
okay, a pretty good amount. And
So far today, I've had over 80 ounces. So I'm doing pretty good today.
did you go to the bathroom a lot?
I did.
See, that's the problem
Yeah.
with getting back into water, is that you are using the bathroom every hour on the, like I did it at work for a while, and I was just like, my God, I've got to pee so much. Like, I would drive home and be like, I'm not going to make it. I've got to pull over. Like, and I only got a 40-minute drive home, and I was like, oh. So anyway, well, that's a good goal, though.
Does that, like, if you instantly drink water and then just pee it out, is it really doing anything for you?
It cleans out your system.
Just like, does it just keep drinking water? You know, literally, you can die from drinking too much water.
You can.
Just put that out
Too
there.
much. I
First
mean,
off.
be more than that.
How much would it be?
I don't know. There was
And
some.
I think it has to be over a certain period of time. I don't
Well,
think
obviously.
There was a
it's not
radio.
lifetime
There was
counter.
a radio show where
it was
this.
a contest to win a Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
And they had these people in the studio, and they had to, whoever drank the most water without using the restroom would win the Nintendo Wii. And the lady passed away from
Yeah, it
this
dilates your
contest.
electrolytes, and you can't send those signals.
Did
to
she
your body.
win? I mean, that's the bigger question.
I mean,
did her family get the Wii? They're like, yeah, baby.
I think at that point they probably had to.
Can we get some F's in chat for the wee lady?
Wee lady, oh, poor wee lady. Okay.
What about you?
Are
you doing Lent? Did you do Mardi Gras?
No, I don't do any of that junk. I saw a bunch of people today. I went out to farmers market with the black crosses on their head, which looks so weird. You know, I don't know what that's about. I don't know. Catholicism is a joke in itself. I mean, we could get into that, which we're not. But
Well, let's hear your.
I mean, this is a
Talking
church.
about flyover nation.
So
Next week on our apologies, David.
I won't. Let's imagine the Catholic Church was on Yelp or Google reviews, and you just
Okay.
went through and you start and go, I'm looking for a new religion this week. Let me go check all the religion. You're pulling up Scientology, you're pulling up LDS, you're pulling up everything. Okay, Catholic, you get on there. You're like, no, okay.
Let me check this out. It's got a lot of people.
First review. I was raped by a priest multiple times. Okay, wow, that's a bad one. Go to the next
I
one.
don't think that's necessarily a good balance of the entire religion.
You're joking, right? I mean,
that's
that's what they're known for. It's raping kids.
Dude,
priests
but
are.
on Lee's behalf, though, I mean,
There's little
I don't
movies.
think there's anyone in the Catholic Church that really
I'm-
supports that.
I am far certain that this is way less than 1%.
No.
Yes.
Okay,
That's not
that
a
was
tenement of the religion.
If you went to the average person
I'm
on the
saying
streets,
you could go to almost any religion and there's going to be wackadoos.
no, if you go to anybody on the street and say Catholic Church, tell me something you think about, they touch little kids. I guarantee you that's what people will
because
say.
that's what's reported the most.
It should be reported.
Well, guess what though?
No,
You go up to somebody. Tell me about the LDS Church. What's one thing they're going to say? Multiple wives.
Yeah, well, that's true. Polygamy.
And guess what? They haven't practiced that for over 100 years.
Have they though? I mean, that's what you
No.
say, but we don't know that for sure.
I do know that
There
for
is a
sure.
show called Sister Wives on TV where they're doing it.
All right, but they're not part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
They identify as that.
What are they the church of?
They're
The Rogue Nation?
They identify with the tenets of Mormonism, actually the OG tenets of Mormonism.
But that's his thing. It's like they're not
the
actually...
OG tenets of Mormonism didn't have polygamy in it either.
What?
I'm just saying.
I'm
what
not
he's
gonna get
saying
into
is like just
I'm
because
just saying.
he's saying that's not a tenement of the religion. Just because people go and diddle little kids doesn't mean that the Catholic Church approves of
They
it.
were.
It's not like you walk in the door and you're like, all right, you're gonna take the bread, the water, and this guy's gonna touch.
I mean,
Well,
yes, they did try to
that's
cover it up, which is horrible.
And it was from top officials.
Yes,
This
that
wasn't,
is horrible.
This wasn't the
It's horrible. There's no doubt about it.
There's multiple documentaries, multiple movies about this.
But
It's
what-
not like this
to
is
me,
like never
okay,
happened.
Listen, to me, what's more strange about the Catholic religion is the fact that they believe that the blood of Christ is like when you drink the wine, you're drinking the blood of
pretty
Christ.
weird, yeah.
When you eat the communion wafer, you're eating
it physically turns into
the skin of Christ, or flesh, I should say. That's more strange to me.
It's all weird, and trust me, the kids are still getting molested because they don't allow they don't allow their priests to have sex, which dumb.
But
Sorry,
they know
it's
that-
dumb. It's dumb, and it does not help a situation, in my opinion. You know, like if you're telling these dudes they can never have sex ever again, it's just.
Well,
it's not a healthy output
you
for
can
anyone.
Stop it's not like you're shackled to a building. You can stop being a priest at any time.
Well, and once you're in, though.
No,
it
but
seems.
once
I don't
you're
hear
in,
many
you can leave and go have sex.
I don't hear many priests walking away from priesthood. Honestly.
Well, okay, but they obviously had sex, even if it was little kids, and they let them continue to be priests. So that's not even a valid point. Just you could go have normal sex, and they would still let you be in the religion.
I'm saying cutting off a man like that. I'm not saying it does not help the situation, in my opinion.
Okay, so that's what you think of when you think of Catholicism.
Catholic Church. Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about another thing in the news, or not in the news. Well, it's in the news, but it's these dudes that are with these hot chicks. I'm talking number one, Travis Barker. Now do you know who Travis Barker is? He's the drummer for Blink-182. Now he's dating Kourtney Kardashian, which that's another topic for another day. But I've watched this guy on several shows. I've watched interviews with him. This dude is the most boring individual I think I've ever witnessed in my life. What do women like about it? I mean, is it literally just he has tattoos? Because it's the only thing going for him.
There's a level of confidence that the man has. He's willing and has done. He's run around naked on live TV.
He's a dullard. He's a dull man.
What makes you say that, though? You can't just say he's a dullard. Obviously, not everyone thinks that.
Oh, they think this guy is a poster child for everything David's against in the world. I mean, already the neck tattoos, which whatever, he's a musician. I'll give him a pass. I will. If you're a musician, you got a neck tattoo. Okay, whatever. Do your thing, son.
It's not even at that point. It's not even a neck tattoo.
It's just it's a
just
whole
body.
Right.
Tattoo.
It's a whole body tattoo. He's just a boring dullard man. Okay, and then Pete Davidson is dating Kate Beckinsale, which is the biggest travesty of justice I've ever witnessed
I would agree with that.
in my life. This dude, Kate Beckinsale, is one of the hottest women on the planet.
Huge crush.
Pete Davidson, this is another guy. He's a dullard, man. He's not even that funny, if you ask me.
I mean, yeah, if the guy had a name that was a noise, it'd be.
Oh, this is the guy who did the Hacker TV show.
No, he's on Saturday Night Live.
No, that's not the guy from Mr. Robot.
It
No.
looks just like the
They
guy.
do.
from-
That's Remy Malek.
That literally, that's an identical twin of the Mr. Robot.
They
guy.
favor. But he's dating Kate Beckinsale.
He was dating Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande, who's also, a lot of people think is one of the hottest women on the planet. Whatever. She's all right. And then my poster child, though, for this is Adam Duritz of the Counting Crows. And if you look at the list of women,
You're gonna have to leave Adam Duritz alone.
I love Adam Duritz. I love Counting Crows, one of my favorite bands. But this guy here is the poster child. I mean, this guy here.
But you could say
I'm
he's
just
not
saying,
a dullard, though.
Look at that guy.
No.
You know that guy can get you weed.
He's a.
So, I mean, he's got some.
Is that really a concern in 2019, though?
He's not a dullard. He's a blowhard, which is even worse. Like, we've
Oh,
all
you
met
think that's
blowhards
worse?
before. Oh, would you rather hang out with a blowhard or a dullard, John?
Probably a
tough
Dullard.
question.
Okay, Lee.
Because I could take a situation and make it fun.
Okay.
So I mean, I think the Jason Steen has answered in chat what the real deal is, and I thought this earlier, and you guys didn't even bring it up. He
has a huge ding-a-ling.
Yeah,
okay, I mean, fine for him, but that's it.
Obviously, you don't want to hang out with them, but there's some other people that like that sort of thing.
I just say, guys, this is what I'm telling you. If you're listening to this, I know a lot of dudes our age and younger listen to the program. There's hope for you. There's hope. Just get a bunch of tattoos, act like you're a comedian, and just be a blowhard. And there you go. Women will come to you. So I just Travis Barker, man. Oh, what a dull individual.
He is so you don't even
dull.
know him. You don't even know him.
I've watched him. I am a fan of Blink-182. I've watched all of his shows. I've watched interviews. He's a dick on top of that. He's like really rude to people when they interview him.
I think women like that for sure.
There is a confidence thing that may add attributes to.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, you're acting like all women like the same kind of men. And like that's not true. Like, obviously, different people are going to be attracted to different stereotypes. So, like, there's hope for everyone.
Well, that wish those guys the hope would end for them.
Why? Why would you wish that on anyone?
Because I don't like the guy, okay? I don't like him,
But
all
you
right?
just said you're a fan of Blink-182.
I'm a fan of the music, and we'll get into this in just a minute with Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, and all that. We'll hold that because we'll talk about that for sure and all that. But anyway, speaking of dudes.
Let me just say this before you go into the next story.
Yeah.
If he is as bad as you say, then I am glad that he's with a Kardashian because she deserves it.
Stop. I love the Kardashians.
I bet you do. And you're also a dullard. Just so you know, you're a dullard.
I don't think I've ever been described. Well, no, that's
you can't say that anymore.
that's not true. I probably have been described as a dullard, but people that know me would never describe me as a dullard.
If you got some neck tattoos, maybe picked up some drumsticks in once in a while, maybe grew out some dreads, you'd be a very interesting person, I feel like.
Thank you.
I think you would chill out. You'd see the world a little bit differently.
I'll write that down. What I think you need to do to be more interesting is start start your own little cult where you enslave women in a basement and get arrested for it. So R. Kelly's back in the news, and we got to play this clip, which is from the interview he had this week, and just here we go.
Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career. 30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
So that is just part of the interview held on CBS this morning with Gail. What's her last name? I can't remember. But I thought she did a really good job holding her composure. This guy was. If you haven't watched the interview, he was all over the place. This is this is in the middle of the interview where he's doing all this, which is kind of ironic. He said, about his kids because he actually was arrested today for not paying child support. So that's kind of weird. But this. I wondered a couple of things about this interview. Yeah, Gayle King is the one that interviewed him, and it's one of the better people I've seen. She held her composure. She asked the hard questions. She's like, have you slept with any women under 18? He's like, no. She's like, come on, really? I was like, whoa. I was like, she was not. This was not like a soft. It got
so
intense.
So for you, you'd be like, oh really?
Yeah, oh really? What about that tape? But this guy here. He's headed to prison, right? I mean,
it looks that way.
And so this was released this week, and then the Michael Jackson documentary was released this week, or was in the last few weeks. The documentary sits down with some of the victims, they say, of Michael Jackson, saying he molested them, sexually assaulted them over a period of time. And I don't know if we say you got to believe. A lot of the women that come forward, then you would have to believe this as well. With the number of accusations at this point in time, these men have very specific information about what happened. It's not, they're not just saying it happened. No, they gave very detailed. I haven't watched the doc yet. I want to watch it.
I think these two are completely different stories, though. If you watch the R. Kelly, everyone is just dumping on the guy nonstop.
Why is that, though? Why is that?
Let me finish. It is what it is. If you watch the Michael Jackson one, there's still doubt.
No, well,
there's still doubt.
You know why that is? You know why there's still doubt about Michael Jackson? Because people love Michael Jackson. Is the only reason.
People love R. Kelly.
No, not like that.
At the same level. Michael Jackson's more famous, sure.
People love Michael Jackson.
I think it's a clear-cut case that R. Kelly is more screwed up in the head when it comes to sexual things.
Excuse me?
Trapping women in his basement? It's like, no.
Have you heard any of this stuff about Michael Jackson? He was doing it to young boys. He was doing the same thing.
Well, that's not... It's not factual, though.
Well, you don't know R. Kelly's factual.
I mean, how many Michael Jackson jokes are there out there? And how many are there?
Tapes.
They got video of R. Kelly.
Brother, this guy went and interviewed him years while he was still alive. He had a young boy in the bed at the time with him laying on him. I mean, that's just not...
That is weird.
Michael Jackson gets a pass because he's Michael Jackson, and
I think there's still doubt surrounding the Michael Jackson situation.
There's no doubt. He touched those kids.
You don't know that for sure.
I do know it in my heart.
Know that.
I don't know O.J. Simpson's the real killer, but I'm pretty confident
we all
is.
Pretty much know that.
Well, he was found innocent. So what is your basis for... So you don't believe Michael Jackson did it, but you believe R. Kelly did it?
I mean, that's where I might be completely wrong. Like, I'm not saying what I'm saying is the factual truth, but that's the way it seems. Yes, that's the understanding.
I mean, I think both of them did it.
Okay.
But on some aspect, I have to agree with Lee. I mean, there wasn't definitive proof of Michael Jackson doing anything.
Except having young kids over at his house for weeks at a time.
That's not against the law.
Well, then we don't know R. Kelly did this stuff with his women. Maybe just had him over his house. I mean, you can't pick one story and just go, yeah, I don't believe that one because I like the guy. And the other one.
I'm just saying, if everything was rewound, if time was repeated,
yeah.
Does Michael Jackson deserve to be punished? I would still say yes.
Okay.
Because if you're that stupid to have all those allegations and then continue that behavior,
okay,
then there's something psychologically wrong with you or you were guilty.
Well, R. Kelly said the same thing in his interview with Gayle King. He said, well, am I that dumb? Do you think I'd be doing this again since I've already been accused of it? He said the same thing in the interview. A predator will continue the same behavior over and over and over again because they know they can do it and they're not going to get held accountable, or especially back in Michael Jackson's day. It is a little bit different today in this era we're in. But I bring that up whether you believe they're guilty or not. So now they're talking about radio stations are thinking about banning Michael Jackson. They've already banned R. Kelly. They're banning Ryan Adams. They're banning all these artists that are bad men. And we go back in time, so I was reading Motley Crue's The Dirt. And in the book, Nikki Sixx in the book says he raped a girl. His words,
that's pretty
straight
messed
up. Now he's coming back this week and he goes, oh, no, that's not true. I was over-exaggerating. Over-exaggerating? What are you talking about?
What's the dumbed-down version of I raped a girl?
Right, I'm like, oh, my God. So point is, I know what my answer is. Okay. Do you give up on an artist and you love their songs? I mean, we all love Michael Jackson. Come on.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest songs ever written of our generation.
I can't say that I'm like people pine over Michael Jackson. I've liked it in the past.
You loved it when you were a kid.
I did.
You don't recognize the greatness of his music.
I do.
Okay. So do you give up on these artists? Like, I love Ryan Adams, and I'm going to continue to listen to Ryan Adams' music. I don't care if he's the shittiest guy that's ever walked the face of the earth. One of my favorite artists, two of my favorite artists, John Lennon and Kurt Cobain. Do you think they were both like super happy, nice guys that were going around just being cool to everybody? No, John Lennon was terrible in his personal life. You get into why. I mean, he had a bad childhood, whatever. Point is, where do y'all stand on? Do you give up on these artists? Are you not going to listen to their music anymore? Or do you look at an artist versus, is it two different artists, person? Where do you stand on that?
I think it depends upon the art. Like, obviously, we're talking about music, which is not like necessarily one where you see the person.
Right.
So I think it's a little easier to get past and focus on the music. But
okay.
I don't know. That's a tough question. Obviously, your answer is that you continue to listen no matter what.
Well, I want to hear John's, and I can take you other examples. But yeah.
I mean, music is one thing. It's a little bit harder to push the envelope with actors.
Okay, so thank you.
But with music, I'm extremely passionate about music. Music makes you it brings up thoughts, it brings up feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, you can't shut that out because somebody did something bad.
Right.
Honestly, I think what happens with me is I want to say that I don't, but slowly over time, those positions make me slowly reconvince myself. And it's not like I'm going to drop them cold turkey.
Yeah.
But over time, when I do hear the music, maybe those thoughts are in the back of my head and I disassociate. Even like with Michael Jackson, like you said, I used to be a huge Michael Jackson fan. And now I'm just kind of like, it's not that big of a deal if we were never to hear another Michael Jackson song again. Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. It's crazy, but I think for me, it's a slow, gradual process of letting go.
Sometimes for me, it doesn't even have to be a great song. I was flipping through the radio the other day, Every Little Step came on by Bobby Brown, and I was like, every little step I take.
It's another bad dude, man.
That's a bad person. But
so movies. So you tell me.
I'm saying it's harder
I love Seven. I love Usual Suspects. I love House of Cards, first 2 seasons. I'm not going to not dislike the art because the guy was a bad dude. I assume most of those guys are probably bad dudes, if you want the truth. I mean, they're put in power, a position of power. No one checks them, and then they do whatever they want. Like, I'm not saying it's not right. It's 100% wrong to be predatory toward any group or person. But let's not act like we're all like, oh my God, I only want to listen to music from really good guys. Okay, well that's
nobody.
It's gonna be
Probably
not
like Michael W. Smith.
When
there you go.
When Mitt Romney puts out an album.
There you go. I just it's a funny debate to me
Mitt
that
Romney, no.
Well, he's a clean guy.
Man.
Mitt Romney is probably one of the cleanest guys that's ever run
He's
for president.
fooled you two, obviously.
Tell us something he's done wrong.
I don't want to. We're talking about something completely different.
That's Dave Lee's way of saying I do not know.
No, I do. But the thing is, you have to understand that it goes beyond just enjoying the music because when radio stations play them, and I know Michael Jackson's dead at this point, but you're actually rewarding someone in life. Okay. They're getting money.
I hear that.
They're getting rewarded for their behavior in some way, right?
No, I don't.
For their behavior? I don't think so.
But like if we just continue to play R. Kelly and I Believe I Can Fly, Space Jam it out, and that dude just starts getting more money and is able to bail himself out of jail, isn't that in some way he's being rewarded? Because of his.
But what if all that money went straight to his kids for all those alimony checks he didn't pay? I'm just saying, if it did,
it probably
you're
already
making somebody's
is.
house. All right, you just said it's not. Then you said it probably already is. So which way is it?
I'm saying if we give it to R. Kelly, it's not going to end up with the kids.
Well, obviously not.
It probably gets filtered over his head.
He's obviously in jail right now for not paying the kids. All right, well, let's talk about music. Weezer came out with the Black Album this week. Did either of you listen to it?
I have not yet.
Okay,
let's hear your take on it.
So here's what I've determined about Weezer. Now, I've listened to the album a lot. Okay, I didn't listen to the Till album. I've told you. I will not listen to it. If a song comes on, it's on the album on Spotify, usually I'll turn it. I'm not, we've talked about covers, whatever. Okay, I listened to the Black Album. First listen, I was like, ugh, I was like, oh boy, okay. I've given several listens. I think there are some very catchy songs on there. And here's what I think the problem with Weezer is. And I've thought about this all week. I think Weezer's biggest mistake, and just hold on here, is that they came out with the Pinkerton album. And that cemented them as a band that mattered for the rest of their career. Like the Blue Album, Pinkerton album, even if they come up with a Blue Album, let's say Pinkerton never comes out, and then the next album is the Green Album, which is right chronologically, we would have been like, okay, cool, this is a cool band. They're writing catchy songs and things like that. What happened, though, Pinkerton come out, and we went, oh, this guy, he gets it. He's writing about his life, and he's writing these great songs, and now we're going to make every judgment about the band Weezer, we're going to put it on Pinkerton and the Blue Album for the rest of their career.
No, that's what you're going to do.
I think that's what most people, if you read
true
any
fans
review,
of Weezer are probably doing
any review, it talks about it. Every review.
Most true Weezer fans stopped listening to Weezer years ago.
Well, no, true Weezer fans never stopped listening to Weezer, is what I would argue. If you're a true fan of the band, because if you follow them down the wormhole of Weezer, and I do know Weezer very well. They came out with Maladroit. It's good album still. Like I said, if Pinkerton's not there, you would look at those 3 albums, Blue Album, Green Album, Maladroit, and you'd go, this is a great band. I compare them a lot. To me, they kind of remind me of Cheap Trick a little bit, where Cheap Trick had 3 phenomenal first 3 albums, were great. They were a power pop band. They were writing great tunes. And after that, most people couldn't tell you a Cheap Trick album to save their life. A lot of people couldn't tell you Weezer albums. Maybe they could guess on the color, but they'd be guessing.
Purple. Weezer
So
purple.
I would say this: this is a man who's 50 years old almost, Rivers, and he is writing songs
about getting girls
as if he was 25.
Yeah,
and he can write a great pop song. I'm more surprised he's not like a Butch Walker who had hits with Marvelous 3 and then decided he was going to write for pop artists. A lot of these songs, if they were written by, like, if he wrote them for pop artists, they'd be hits, I believe, on the radio. Fine-tune a little bit.
But he has the power not to do that, so bravo for him.
Right, but the album...
Would you rather perform your own music than sell it to someone else?
Not if people like you are not even going to give an album a listen.
Well...
What's the last Weezer album you listened to, honestly?
Pinkerton?
That's my point. I mean,
I listened to Green and was just kind of like, not really.
A lot of the listeners know we were in a band together.
Yeah.
And there was another band that we played with a few times, a handful of times, called Split 11.
Yeah.
Some of their songs I really dug.
Yeah.
One song they had, and these guys were probably had about 10 plus years on us.
Yeah, they were older dudes.
They were older guys.
Yeah.
They had a song called "Graduation Is Here."
Yeah, they did.
And
why does that matter? That's such a
40-year-old guys writing about high school graduation. Come on. What do you mean? What does it mean?
But I mean, being able to put yourself into someone else's shoes and write a song about it is powerful.
I'm saying if E6 came out next year and sang "Here's to the Night," I mean, they'd probably no one would take them seriously. It'd be a joke.
You gotta. We want artists to grow though, and Weezer hasn't grown past the Pinkerton
that's a fair
album.
point. I know. How do you grow past that? I think he shot his load. That was the end of it.
He may have. That being said, I think
that's why you write for other people.
I think there's 4 or 5 songs on this album, maybe 4, that are great. They're catchy, they're poppy, they're good, they're stuck in my head after I listen to them. And then there's some that are just like, this is really bad. Like
I'm telling you, it all comes down to ego. He doesn't want other people playing his songs.
Could be.
I don't know about that, maybe, but it's like
that's how a lot of good people who write their own music get started. Lady Gaga, she's all over the place now. She wrote songs for Britney Spears and several other people before she had her own album.
So was Sia. Another example.
Sia, yeah.
Okay, I don't know how that applies to Weezer per se, but what I was going to say is maybe people are born with a certain amount of music in them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like true art, and he totally exposed himself. And then if you don't believe that, maybe...
We did just talk about Michael Jackson and R. Kelly, so watch your language.
Maybe he doesn't want to go back to that place because maybe it took something from him that he's not able to get back. And if you can make an album that people will buy commercially and have success doing it, and you don't have to bare your soul to do it, then maybe he's at a place where he feels like he put something out there, and that is enough.
He hasn't bared his soul since Pinkerton. You're right. So
I'm sure it's not easy to do.
I don't mind the cars and that fun pop stuff, but I would never, I'm not invested in the cars. And I love the cars, but I'm not invested in the cars like I am Weezer. Like I'm still invested in this band, whether I want to be or not. It'd be like if Nirvana was just started writing like silly songs that weren't even about his life, you'd be, what is going on right now? Like we want that from the artist. You're right. And that's probably not fair to some point, but it's what we want. It's what we demand from our artists, And to speak of Weezer, there is a song on Pinkerton that's a little bit problematic in this Me Too era, and it's called Across the Sea, okay? And this song is about Rivers, who's an adult male when he wrote this song, writing love letters to a teenage girl in Japan.
Well, she wrote him.
And he was like in love with it, with her, the idea of her.
Okay.
Okay. So you'd be fine with that?
I mean,
if some rock star was writing your 15-year-old, or she was writing 15-year-old letters to a rock star, he wrote a song about it. I mean, very good song. It's one of the great songs off the album. I'm just saying, it's a different era, obviously. But Weezer, here's what I would say: you got Spotify, check it out. If you're an old head, you're probably like my age, you're probably not gonna like it. I do like modern music though. I try to stay in modern music as much as I can, just where I'm not like that old man going, oh, things were good in the 90s. There hasn't been a good band since the 90s. Calm down with that.
I'm like still in the 70s.
Okay.
So
that's hipster stuff. Like, open yourself up. There's good bands. There's good artists. You got to find it, though. Some of the things. Anyway, Weezer, Pitchfork.
So what would you give it out of 10?
The Weezer album, Pitchfork gave it a 5.
No.
I'm just going to say.
I'm not asking Pitchfork.
Okay, I'd give it like a 6.5.
Okay.
Pitchfork, who I hate this website because it's the most pretentious reviewers ever. They actually gave it a 5.7, which kind of blew my mind that they rated it that high.
Out of 7?
10.
Oh, you think that's high?
For that album, for them? Oh,
You
dude.
just gave it a 6.7. That's a whole point higher.
No, they're notorious.
Well,
you guys don't know about Pitchfork reviews? Oh, they are.
Listen, if I like something,
They
I
just
like
only
something.
like pretentious music, right?
I think when Jet came out with their album, you remember Jet, where they stole that from Iggy Pop. They just put a picture up of some guy like, I don't know, like peeing on peeing on a fire or something like that. That was the entire review was the picture. So that was the 0 for that band. They're notorious just for being very pretentious. Like their year-end list, you're like, I don't even know who any of these artists are. I listen to the songs, I'm like, oh, these are terrible. It's just hipster crap. Anyway, Weezer Black Album, go check it out. If you like the Red Album, you'll like it. If not, you're probably not going to enjoy it.
I mean, in their defense, if albums are still going off the shelves, then they're still making money.
Yeah, that's true. All right, there we go. All right, we got any other more stories? Are we ready to read?
We have one.
Oh, yeah. Alex Trebek today, it's announced, has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And that is a bad time. This is a man that everyone my age and older, I mean, we know Alex Trebek. Like, he's just the cool game show host. He's got that tenor to him. He's an authoritative figure. He's been doing this show forever. When we had Becky Warren on, she was on the show. She said he's a cool dude and everything. And found out today, unfortunately, that, yes, he has stage 4 cancer. I mean, that's not good, obviously.
Especially that type of cancer.
Yeah.
It's so hard to catch that a lot of people who develop pancreatic cancer end up dying from it because of when it's caught.
Yeah. So just I hope he recovers. I hope he can get past this. I mean, you got faith. Nothing else, and so I know everyone in the world. I haven't heard, this is one time on social media, I haven't seen a bad thing written about this. And most time, anything comes out.
That's true.
There's negative comments somewhere down the line, trust me. But everybody's praying for this guy, got him in your heart. So I just hope,
It is crazy how long he's been on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think they should just shut Jeopardy down?
Yes.
Or do you think they should find a new host?
It's got to go. It goes with him.
Or maybe like a AI version of him on a computer screen or something.
My God.
Like
That'd be horrible.
Have him start doing like pre-recorded bits or something.
That'd be bad.
Like they did at Tupac, you remember?
Yeah, Tupac hologram.
With this hologram screen? No?
In another 30 years, everything might be VR anyway, so it won't matter.
There
you go. So we're getting past and we did have some rips this week. We had rips this week. Rest in peace. We had Luke Perry passed away.
Oh, that's right.
90210.
What did he die of?
They don't know yet, so probably drugs.
No, he said he was surrounded by his family.
Yeah, I think he had a stroke from
too many drugs.
Yes, I don't think he lived a very clean life.
He did a lot of good things for the community and stuff. He actually owned property in Dixon, Tennessee.
Okay.
And back in the 2010 flood, he was actually out there helping out and stuff.
I've heard nothing but good things about him from people online, that celebrities and things like that. Then we had King Kong Bundy passed away.
Rip.
The wrestler.
Rip King Kong
And then we
Bundy.
had the lead singer of the Prodigy. Don't know his name, but he passed away as well. Firestarter. And here's the weird thing at work. So the Prodigy dude, I don't know his name.
That's horrible.
Prodigy guy
don't even bring him up.
And the 90210 guy, they died around. I'll refer to that. That'd be fair. I'll just refer to them as what they're known as. So the 90210 guy and the Prodigy guy, they died around the same time. So we were at work, we're sitting around going, well, there's going to be another one because it comes in threes. I don't know how that works
you
out.
Called King Kong Bundy.
No, I did not call King Kong Bundy, but the girl I work with said, I bet you the next one's a wrestler. And I went, we'll see. And then shortly after that,
that's not a bad way to go.
Yeah,
should have took that girl to the convenience store to get a lottery ticket.
Buy them tickets. And speaking of lottery, real quick before we get into it, dear John, the winner of the $1.5 billion lottery ticket stepped forward this week, claimed the ticket. It was anonymous because I think it was in South Carolina. They don't have to give their name up. So kudos to that guy or girl, whatever. Hope you're living your best life. Here in Nashville, if you win, they put your name out there and your face for everyone to see who you are. So that is just...
I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, that's bull.
Who cares?
You might as well be a target.
Yeah.
A target for what?
Hey, man, I'm your third cousin on your mother's side. I need some dough, bro.
Who dis? How did you get my brand new cell phone number?
Hey, baby, come on. I'm swinging by with a family. We're going...
What was that guy's name? Abraham
Abraham.
Yeah, the guy that won the lottery, Abraham Moses.
Oh yeah, Abraham. Yeah. Brother,
look, I lead a very boring life. So if people were calling me on the phone, excited to talk to me, that might be intriguing. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So do we
start prank calling?
Do we have
please do.
Do we have a Dear John this week?
Yes, we do.
All right. It's time for John to give advice. Dear John. All right, so somebody wrote in. They need advice. Lee's going to read it. John's going to give advice. Go.
This one comes in. Dear John, I have been dating my boyfriend for 3 years. We have lived together for the last 2. We have a great life together, but there is a problem I don't know how to solve. Jeremy hates his job. We met in the education department of our college, and after graduation, we both took jobs in the public school system. I enjoy my career, but he loathes his. He complains constantly without seeming to take action on the issue. I know he's miserable, but he hasn't looked for other jobs or enrolled in a new school program. I have bad days too, but I've reached the end of listening to the constant griping. I'm usually a positive person, but he is dragging my mood down because of this. He says I need to guide him and give him some direction, but I don't know what to say. I don't think it's my responsibility to tell another adult what he should or shouldn't do with his life. I don't mind helping him talk through his choices, but he wants more from me. This is the man I want to marry. Is there a way to get past this issue and make it work from uncertain and lost?
What you do is get a ringtone from that was it the Offspring?
Here we go.
Every time he starts complaining, just play that one part.
Here.
Nah, why don't you get a job? And just he'll stop complaining eventually.
John, you know what's really bad about this? This person took the time out of their busy week to write on here. That's a serious question. They got serious life problems here. And you turn it into a bit. Where
I think John has like a ringtone store online or something.
I mean,
think that's the angle here.
It's crazy. Like, to me,
you don't have to do that. You just pull it up on YouTube. Just key it up on that one spot.
Pull it up on YouTube.
We love YouTube.
Do you have real advice for them, or is that really your advice, or we're just going to end the segment?
David, how long have you known me?
Long time.
Long time.
Yeah, I have a long time.
Do you think this is something that I would probably do if the roles were reversed?
Well, you might. I don't know. Would you do that to your wife?
If she was constantly complaining about it, yeah, probably.
Do you complain about your job?
Not that much, actually.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of people.
I mean, I don't like my job at all.
Okay, so you don't like your job. Okay.
I'm not like, man, my job sucks. Man, my job sucks. Man, my job sucks. Not apparently as much like as this guy is. Now, if he is complaining as much as I do, then she's the problem there. If he's barely complaining, then that's why she's hearing.
Well, it says he wants more from me. What more does he want from
What
her?
I think is odd is she goes, because she sits there and complains about the complaining for paragraphs on end, and then finish it with, "This is the man I want to marry." It's like, no, you don't.
No.
This is not the man for you, right?
No.
You're not. That's not going to change. There are people who complain in life,
right?
And there's maybe people who don't or complain less.
The reason why she doesn't want to marry him, I think her big problem is he doesn't have that ambition, and a lot of women are turned off by guys who don't have ambition.
I don't think that's it. I think the guy would complain about being
probably if he had a good job.
Whoever.
But the thing is if he had a good job and he wasn't complaining about the money,
okay,
she probably wouldn't care.
I don't think he's complaining about the money.
I think he just hates his job.
I think he would just find something to complain about.
Yeah, right? I don't know. It is. If you've ever been around a person that's very negative, I mean, we're all negative at times. Yeah. You know, I don't trust anyone that's positive all the time either. To be fair, you know,
that's fair.
I think you know, we're like a battery. We have a plus side, we have a negative side. You need both sides to work. I think if you really get into it, it's his negativity that's bringing her down constantly. Like she said, I'm a positive person, but he's starting to make me a negative person. And I always say, if you're with someone and they're making you change for the worse, you got to get rid of them. They got to go. They got to go.
They've known each other for 3 years. How long is a marriage supposed to last? How long I think if they got married today, how many years would they be married at the end of their life?
Probably a couple of years. I mean,
I mean, they've been living together for 2 years.
I'm
now,
thinking
so
like 20,
maybe-
30, 40, 50. That's how long a marriage lasts.
Oh, well, you're saying how long? Well, marriage lasts forever.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying. So they're not going to make it. It's just,
No, they're going to make it like 2
Yeah.
years, and she's going to hate her life because she's with this dullard guy, blowhard. Probably a dullard blowhard.
Probably has neck tattoos and
Probably,
dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably is a musician. Let's
Plays
be honest here.
drums.
Plays something. Look, I would say just go ahead and download Tinder. Yeah. Hit the gym. Delete your Facebook. You're
There you
done.
go.
You're finished.
So, leave
If John has better advice than just play a Offspring song.
Yeah. Ooh. Is that hit? There you
That's
go.
it.
Poor John. Is that what that said? It sounded like it said poor John. All right, so there we go. If you want to get advice from John where he can just, crap all over it, and this is what your new thing should just be, pick a song that they should
Every
play
song.
every week. You have to come up with a song that they would play for
I think
their.
you should
That
dress
would be
up.
fun.
You should dress up like the artist, and then come in here with some balloons and do like a little, short 30-second version.
Well, I mean,
Almost like you've been paid to show up at someone's house to do it or something.
Yeah.
We'll
that'd
put
be
up a
great
little.
if I knew what to do. John was ahead of time.
Well, we could let you on the in these. If you're going to do that, we get these before we get here.
Yeah.
So we could obviously
just
say,
give you a song.
Yeah, I mean, you could read it, and then you could come in with, like, we wouldn't know what song it was going to be, and then when the show starts, you'd come in here dressed like the Offspring. I don't know how you would do that, and you would just go, why don't you get a job? Keep that band. That's enough. Like, Weezer is getting crapped on, and Offspring come out with Pretty Fly for a White Guy, and Why Don't You Get a Job after Smash, that album? That's a travesty right there that no one's talking about. Come on, you love that Offspring album.
I mean, I love the first Smash.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then they fought with Pretty Fly for a White Guy. It's
I mean, I didn't
oh.
listen to a lot of Offspring after that first album.
Second
either.
album's good. But anyway.
That's
All
more
right.
of your thing, just to hang on to a band because of their
No,
past,
no.
because of their
I'm not,
past songs.
No, I'm not an Offspring fan. No, I mean, I'm a casual fan of Offspring and that first
Sounds
two albums.
like you know their whole discography.
Lee, how do you not know? Why Don't You Get a Job in Pretty
we've
Fly
all
for a White
heard
Guy?
Pretty Fly for a White
If we go to
Guy.
Spotify right now, as we're on the air right now, what do you think?
What is it like? I wanted a 13, but they gave me 31.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
we
you
all know
do
the song.
Okay, try to get. I know other podcasts do this, so it's not like we're doing something original here. But I want you to try to guess the top 5 Offspring songs. Okay, ready, set, and I'll tell you what. Well, I'll give you the 2 we just named are in the top 5. Pretty
know. My
Fly for
memory
a
is
White
pretty
Guy.
horrible.
Why Don't You Get a Job?
What's the one that like? Hey, it's like
Come
the
out
girl.
and
Come out and play?
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem?
Okay, Self-Esteem's on there.
Is Come Out and Play one?
No,
of
it's
theirs?
not. I don't know if you know the next 2. The Kids Aren't All Right, and You're Gonna Go Far, Kid. Don't even know what that is. So anyway, so the band is known more for Pretty Fly for a White Guy than Self-Esteem. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. That goes
what
to
a
show.
what a punk rock band they were. That song is so terrible. Pretty Fly
Well, I
for
mean,
a White
this is
Guy.
the other
Ugh.
one that we always talk about was Filter and Short Bus. And then they came out their next album, like Wake Up My Airplane.
Love it.
Everyone,
Oh, I love it.
That's the same exact sellout, probably even worse.
But
because
that's a good song.
No.
Oh, I love that song.
But it's not
You're crazy.
Filter. Like, okay, it could be a good song, but it's not.
So an
Short
artist can't
Bus.
change. Artists can't change.
Look,
Okay, well, there we go. Artists
they
can't
can.
change.
They
Nope.
did. All I'm saying is the
I
same
mean, you
exact
could say
situation.
the same thing about Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray's another
Sugar Ray
example.
was
I
really-
love
I
me
don't
some
think
Sugar Ray.
ever changed.
First
Were
album
you
was
kidding?
punk rock.
They were really heavy
Yeah,
at
their
first.
first album was punk rock. It literally was punk rock.
And then their next hit was Every Morning. I mean, come on.
I love Every Morning. I love
But
it.
I'm just saying, it's
Yes,
a big
yeah,
shift.
it was a big shift. And Fly was at the end of the album. They didn't even want to put it on there and change
Well, I
the
think the
career.
biggest example you could have ran with was No Doubt, how it transformed into from a ska band into a pop diva
Well,
over the course of 3 CDs.
Yeah, but once she left the band, I mean, they stayed ska while she was in No Doubt.
It was,
Ish. I mean, ska was like one of those
their
things.
first
where-
album was super ska.
Yeah, it was really good. It's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Oh,
First
really?
one. Oh, yeah. I love that first No Doubt. Ooh, fantastic. From top to bottom, great song. So, there we go.
We all have our.
All right. Well, do we hit? Oh, so we were mentioned this week on Cobras and Fire podcast. They have like a beer fund you can kick into. So I donated some money, bought them some beer, and then they talked about us and gave us a plug on the show. So thank you so much for that. I think he wants to join in on the chat at some point. He says he has some comments for John. That's all he said. So
A lot of people do.
That can mean anything.
Not conversations for John. Comments.
A pure asshole.
A pure asshole. I mean, we'll play it again.
I don't remember
Let's
exactly
see.
what
Let's
it
see if
was.
we still got. Oh man, I don't have it. Let's see here. This is John in a nutshell. Here you go.
John Tortorella.
Of course. Okay.
Yep. Torts.
Noted asshole.
There you go. Noted asshole. Noted asshole. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we've come up to the end of the show then. So that did it, man. We talked about all the hot topics this week. Did I miss anything, Lee? I know you love giving us a Trump update. Trump, he's getting impeached next week. Is that what it is? Every week it's next week. Is it next week?
It's.
Remember when you made the declaration on this show? You go,
every
Trump
week
will be done by like you said this several weeks ago.
I should have known better.
I mean, come on, you're foolish.
I honestly, the thing is, like, if they had something, why didn't they come forward?
Exactly.
You know?
They've got nothing.
What is so disappointing is Reddit had me so believing, which was so dumb of me. But like they're like, oh, Michael Cohen's testifying tomorrow, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like ready to wake up and see what happens, and they're like, he just said everything we already knew, and
right?
And then Reddit's still like, oh man, they dropped bombs, and it's like,
no, they've said everything we know about the guy. He literally said, hey, can you prove collusion in Russia? Well, I mean, I can't prove that, but I can prove he's a racist, and it's like, well, do you have any proof he's a racist?
Well, I can't exactly prove it.
I mean, he's a racist. I mean, come on, guys. It's like,
so yeah, I'm kind of like,
come on, guys.
I'm kind of like still on Obama. I'm hoping for change, but that's all I got. Hope
and change.
Hope and change.
All right. Well, that's the show, guys. If you want to get on our webpage there, blameyourbrother.net's where you go. That's our website where it's got all the good stuff. Got articles from our friend Adam Cox on there. It's got all the past episodes. Got links to our social media. So, like we said at the beginning of the show, please engage with us on there. I'll run the Twitter account. I think everybody knows that by now, but I will interact with you, positive or negative. Like I said, I had a lot of good conversations about the transgender community this week. And I think the thing about this show and the thing about life that we need to really say is that we need to be unafraid to engage in conversation about things we're not really 100% on.
That's how we grow.
Right. And so if we do discuss transgendered issues, which I'm not an expert on at all, I'm the least qualified expert in the world, but make me understand. And maybe I say the wrong thing here and I get it. I'm not. When you really sit down and have a real conversation with someone and there's no malice, you should never attack someone for saying the wrong thing or just correct them. Go, well, it's not, you don't say that, you say this.
Most of what we talk about, it's not yes or no, right or wrong.
Right.
And so, yes, please, if you have a take that we didn't talk about, then let us have it.
Please do. So now we do have new shirts available. I'll put this design up and people love it. So we've got some storefronts up right now with the new design. So go check it out. I'll put a link up on social media. I'll put it up on the website and things like that. You do want to hit our Amazon link though. If you're buying things on Amazon, here's what we need you to do. Go to blameyourbrother.net real quick. Click on the Amazon link. It's on the right side of the page. It takes you to Amazon. Then start clicking all the things you want to buy. Buy them, we get a small percentage of the sales. Helps the show out immensely. And don't forget, every Thursday, we are streamed at Radio Vegas Rocks. If you go to radiovegas.rocks, that is an internet radio station based out of Las Vegas. Plays us, plays Not Playing Stupid, plays a lot of other great podcasts, great format. So go check it out and go get the app on Android or Apple stores. Radio Vegas Rocks. And like I said, email the show. We want to hear from you. Let us know what you thought. If something's wrong, Michael Anthony will let us know on Twitter, or you can let us know on that little email right there. Go, you were totally wrong about Weezer. Here's why. We love that discussion. Bring it on. And then if you want to send a voicemail like Kim Jong-un did, I don't know how, he found us somehow. There's a button to do that as well. So I guess we kind of covered it. With that being said, Lee, here's your chance. Is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Memory of the Week. Today is Wednesday, March 6th, the 65th day of 2019. There are 300 days left in the year. On March 6, 1857, the United States Supreme Court in Dred Scott versus Stanford Rule 72 that Scott, a slave, was not an American citizen and therefore could not sue for his freedom in federal court. That is today's Memory of the Week. David, John, Lee, back to you.
You got to do something about your kids.